Good morning or afternoon, as the case may be, depending on where you are, and welcome to Chicago Dance History Project's first ever digital interview marathon. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Jenai Cutcher, and I'm the Artistic Executive Director of CDHP, and I'm coming to you live from Chicago's historic, beautiful Auditorium Theater. Yes, this is not a virtual backdrop, and three of us actually had a pretty harrowing commute to make it to a digital event on time this morning. So I'm very thankful to be here. It's January in Chicago after all. I do think this is the perfect backdrop too, because it keeps both our history and our present in the picture, which is exactly what we try to do here at CDHP. The Auditorium Theater has a great history as a Chicago institution, and CDHP acknowledges that the land on which it sits is the unceded homeland of many tribal nations. CDHP respects the indigenous people of Chicago and their contributions to our cultural life, and you'll find more about Chicago's First Nations in our acknowledgements and the credits at the end of the interview marathon. A little bit about CDHP. It was formed in 2015 in order to build a digital library of original and collected materials. We conduct oral history interviews, host public events, and digitize ephemera held by those in the community. Just like everything else we do, this event will be recorded and added to our archive. We will generate transcripts for the interviews at that time, and both the text and the videos will be available following the post-production process. I'd like to offer some quick thanks before we get underway here, because nobody runs a marathon without support. First, I want to thank the Auditorium Theater for allowing us use of the space. It means so much to be grounded today in such a historic location and surrounded by 130 years of performance energy. I also want to thank the staff who, like it or not, are running this marathon with me. Sean Rafferty, Cameron Heinze, Lynn Schwab, and Cam Hobbs is from the auditorium. Our board of directors, Sarita Smith-Childs, Cheryl Cornell, and led by our board chair, Elizabeth Liebman. The honorary co-chairs for the interview marathon are Pam Crutchfield, Patty Eiler, and Sarah Solitaroff-Merkin, and Gail Kelver has served as an invaluable consultant throughout the past year. We couldn't have done any of this without them, and I'm truly grateful for their support, encouragement, and wise counsel as we begin to raise the profile of CDHP and realize the potential of this young but innovative organization. Our honorary committee members have been functioning as CDHP ambassadors over the past month to spread the word about the marathon and help the organization raise money, and that is so greatly appreciated by all of us. Thank you to all the donors who contributed to this event. You're not only helping this dream become a reality, but you are also enabling us to continue our work, adding critically important histories to the CDHP archive and rendering those stories visible for generations to come. CDHP has been so lucky to have a strong ensemble of interns and volunteers who have enthusiastically given of their time and talents for the better part of a year. Every one of them who is in school right now extended their terms with us in order to help out today. And in a year with so many challenges and limitations, they've all been bright lights for the CDHP staff, board, and especially me. They're all behind the scenes right now, managing technology, moderating the chat, sharing updates on social media, and sitting 2 boxes down from me to help keep me on track. If you'd like to learn more about our own history or CDHP in general, I invite you to check out our website and our digital library. The link, I'm sure, will be dropped in the chat shortly if it hasn't been already. Today, you will hear from 46 guests in a total of 28 segments, each 15 minutes long. As opposed to the extensive oral history interviews that are the bedrock of CDHP's research and original collection, the interviews and small group discussions in the marathon are meant to kickstart conversations. For the audience, I hope it's an opportunity to check in with your favorite artists and perhaps learn about something new. For us here at CDHP, it's a way for us to take the first steps toward more in-depth investigations that we hope to continue throughout the year. We're learning right now, right along with all of you. I will talk at the end of the day, if I make it, about our research plans for CDHP and for the rest of this year. Our oral history program prioritizes the seniors in our community, but CDHP overall is for, by, and about everyone with a connection to dance in this city. In that spirit, the interview marathon is designed to showcase the diversity and scope of Chicago dance, past and present, and include as many folks as possible. We want to amplify these individual voices while also situating them all within a web of interconnectivity. Streaming it publicly, we aim to foster and facilitate a vast community of interpreters to create an even stronger, richer dance scene in the future. So consider it a crash course or a sampler of Chicago dance history. I hope you will learn something here today and that will inspire you to investigate further, because I know that's what we'll be doing. And even if you weren't before, as of today, you are a part of Chicago dance history, and we welcome your participation. Please feel free to use the chat to your right, which will also become a part of our archive, to add your greetings, comments, questions. We'd love to hear from you. And those interns I told you about are standing by. They'll also use the chat to supplement our on-camera conversations with more historical context. So if you'd like a companion study guide as you watch today, keep that chat column handy. I want to underscore that CDHP is not here to say what history is, but instead to facilitate a collective learning experience. So if any of you out there have stories to share or can answer a question posed by someone else, by all means, please chime in. We have a full 7 hours ahead of us, and I know you're not going to want to miss it, but the beauty of live streaming is that you are free to come and go as you please, and you don't have to crawl over 7 other people in your row to get to the aisle. But I do hope there are some of you out there with your water bottles and snacks ready to settle in with us for the day. Either way, we'll be posting the schedule for every hour in the chat, so you can always refer to the CDHP website for the full rundown. Of course, I'm equally hyped for every segment of the day, but I do want to call your attention to the special one at 2:30, where we'll be presenting Scott Silberstein of HMS Media with CDHP's first ever Maurice Seymour Award for Vision and Service. I hope you can join me then to honor him. It's Chicago Dance History Project Day, and this marathon is meant to honor our work, celebrate our anniversary, and all of you. It's a day to reflect upon and celebrate where we've been as we all try to figure out where we go from here. And it's one way to continue to share the dance, just as we always do, passing it on from person to person, keeping our dancing pasts alive to ensure that we have dancing futures. I think that's as much as you'll hear me talk at once today. Let's hope. Yesterday, our video production manager, Sean Rafferty, said that we can't have community without a place to commune. And that message stuck with me overnight. For the most part, this has been it lately, flat little digital boxes. But I want to start the marathon by bringing into this space all the spaces where we know the dance community thrives. Studios, dressing rooms, the L train on the way home from rehearsal, and of course, stages and theater lobbies. Joining me first are 4 representatives of spaces that anchor the Chicago dance community and connect us to dance from around the world.